quick in most cases. But yeah, some people get like super fucking hardcore into it and they're like, my god, you're not winning the fucking game. It's like, why aren't you like trying? It's like, because I don't care. Like, I'm just gonna play the game how I like it. And yeah, do you good at PUBG? I feel like, thank you, Mathis. Look, I'm not too bad at it because I've been playing it for like a couple of years pretty solidly, but like at the same time, like the last 2 months, I can guarantee you I have not had anywhere close to like a winning game. And anybody that, you know, streams will probably know. Wait, get fucking back down. Anybody that streams will probably understand, like, it kind of sucks sometimes to just play a game where you are constantly losing, like, over and over again. But, like, for me, as long as I'm having a conversation, as long as I'm, like, enjoying, you know, talking to people and stuff, that's what matters to me. If I am losing, it doesn't really matter as long as, like, you know, I'm having a good time, having a chat and stuff. Obviously, if it's like crickets and I'm also losing, I'm like, oh, sad. You know, that's unavoidable, I think. So I don't fault you for not understanding. I can't even understand what the fuck I typed. Look, it's all good. Usually, I think I'm getting close. She might be over there. Usually speaking, I have got a few people that are not English native speakers. And I can kind of get what's trying to be said. I also have got a few people that are like on some degree illiterate, and I kind of get what they're trying to say. I can normally read what's being said, like I said, with like the cues of like everything else in the conversation. Just every so often, I just don't know what a word is, and then I get like tripped up. Probably gonna want mana for this. That's fine. I never get mana. Never allowed to have mana. I don't know if you guys know that, but I'm not allowed to have mana, apparently. Mana's for people that, I don't know, actually are playing. It's a sad reality of gaming. It's people playing more to win now than 10 years ago. Play to have fun. I think the other thing, too, is there's a competitive side to it being completely visible to, like, much of the internet and to, like, you know, just more people than, like, your local area as well. So, for instance, it doesn't so much matter if you suck at the game, you know, it's only like your local town, whereas nowadays it's like it's you versus the world kind of thing. Hey, chillin', how you doing?
Nilithak did this to me. If you've come to help me, my only hope lies with Mala. Please, tell her you've found me.
Pretty sure I need a thawing potion from Mela. Yeah, talk to Mela. Let's go back and talk to Mela. I agree, I can say that I'm not bad at Dota 2. I'm decent, but I'm not top level. I jump in a game, I feel like I'm not having fun because I'm at the level where struggling to even get a kill in the game. I don't know, I kind of felt like that with PUBG some time ago. Because, like, I used to play Avoidant.
So, that snake Nilithok was behind Anya's disappearance, and he trapped her with a freezing curse. Here, take this potion to Anya and give it to her. That should release her.
Yeah, sorry, every time we get a cinematic or some conversation, I kind of shut up for a second so we can hear it. That one might actually be even better than what I've got. Jesus Christ, it is better. I'll have a close look at that in a second. I always say to have fun rather than just try to get a rank. I'm pretty much the same. Like, at one point I did try to play, like, sort of, at least try to play PUBG, but, like, I wasn't enjoying it. So I just kind of, like, went back to what I was already doing. But yeah, I used to play Avoidant, which really just meant that if I saw an enemy or if I heard one nearby, I ran the other way. And I'd get into, like, the top 2 and I'd die, and my entire game was just me kind of, like, trying not to die until, like, the top 2 kind of thing. And then at some point I just tried to actually get kills and tried to actually fight and stuff, and I kind of started not doing too bad. But I'm definitely not in, like, the category of, like, amazing. Like, sometimes I'm a complete potato. The other times I'm okay. Fine, how are you doing today? I'm alright, chilling. I am a bit tired. I spent, like, a few hours today just being sick. So, yeah, yeah, I didn't get a lot of sleep, which is kind of per normal. But yeah, it kind of sucked,
Can I help
but
you?
it's fine. Also, I ended up making the goulash. I don't know if I mentioned it. I was going to make you know, the Hungarian goulash from Discord Shadow's recipe again, and I made a fucking custom fucking bone broth because, as you guys know, like I can't eat like most meats, right? Because they make me really sick. So I ended up doing like duck and turkey bone broth with like onions and carrots and shit, right? And so I had this good stock, and then halfway through making the goulash, I poured in the paprika, and my paprika was infested with bugs, like bugs that had hatched in the paprika, and it was kind of too late to uh, redo the recipe, and I didn't have enough ingredients, and I've already used up my food budget for the week, so that's what I've got to eat for the weekend is bug infested goulash. So I spent like an hour picking out the bugs from my we call it the goulash as it cooked. So yeah, I don't think they made me sick. I think I was already unwell before that, but it sure as fuck didn't help. Honestly, I'll give her my other bow again because it's hand me down season apparently.
Good use.
So I'm always there to just have fun rather than get a rank. Yeah, I might have already read that. I don't know. I know they had a rune in it. I can't remember for the life of me how to fucking get shit out of things. So it's fine. I've got extra. I was saying this last week that one of these little runes looks like, where is it? A little cat. I keep getting heaps of these and they look like little cats. It's fine. Need to get jars. I have for my spices. I have jars. They sell them. The spices come in glass jars with like hard plastic caps. What we think happened is because we found it in the ginger and the coriander too, and the ones that had hatched and gotten out had burrowed into our flour, which I found like last week, right? So the only thing I can think of is that there was an infestation at the place where they packaged it because it's in 3 different vials of the same brand, and they're all about the same age. So yeah, that kind of sucked. But we're just going to check them more consistently now. Because normally we buy a spice and we just use it until it's gone because we make the same kind of recipes and shit. I'll just find out. I'll just throw out Anya. Give me a sec. That was pretty cool. That looked pretty cool, honestly. What have I got to do? I've got to go back to Mala. I might finish running around first. That way I can, like, see everything. Because I should be able to kill all the skeleton dudes now. So it makes me sad because the food sounds so good, but hearing these spices got infested hurts. Look, it was one of those things. I stood there for a long while staring at it after I'd poured it in. Because it was one of those things where, like, if I had had to have shaked it through, like, the little, like, hole things, maybe I wouldn't have got as much crap or I would have noticed it sooner, but I just full on opened up the lid and just dumped it. Because I'm like, I know I need that much paprika in this particular recipe. Alright, they're just gonna keep coming back. So, yeah, that was my fault for just dumping the whole fucking vial in it. If I had taken it a little bit more slowly, I would have probably noticed it sooner, but there's not much I could do about it. Look, my soup is incredibly shiny, I will say that. It is goulash, by the way, not soup. I just make it more watery. But yeah, it's incredibly shiny, and I don't know to what degree it's beetles versus, like, various fats. Like, it's got, like, a different kind of sheen than usual. Like, it doesn't taste too bad. The beetles aren't really nice to eat, but I can always pick them out. I kind of hope that they would... Whoa, shit. That one worked. I kind of hope that they would have, like, maybe disintegrated into the soup or something. Because, like, I look at it like this. Is there's a certain percentage of bugs in, like, most store-grade food, like peanut butter and other stuff, right? That's allowed to be sold and eaten. And as long as these bastards don't poison me or something, you know, it should be fine. I don't know. I'll fucking live. It's just I've got like 6 containers of the shit. It looks good though. It looked and it tasted really good. It's just that fuck, it's mind over matter to eat it. It really is. Hey Shadow, welcome in. Yeah, I might go back to Marla now. Fucking hell. What was that? So in case I make the complaint, get your money back. It's too long, unfortunately. The hardest part is it's been too long that we've had those. Like, there's no way we'd have the receipts for it.
Good evening.
No, that's all good. I'll listen to Marla for a second. I'll catch up.
Thank you so much for bringing Anya back to us. I have devised this spell to increase your resistances as a token of my thanks. I know it isn't much, but I hope you find it helpful. Please, go talk to Anya. She has urgent news concerning Nilathok.
Alright. I'll have to speak to somebody there. What's that? Posture check and hydrate. I was trying to hydrate between that, but let me catch up on the messages. I've been so far behind tonight. You have a drink too. Oh. Yeah, high plastic lids are not safe unless they have some for sealing rubber. The thing is, the beetles are too big to physically get in, and there's no signs that they've like burrowed in. The flour makes sense because it was in a paper vessel thing, right? And we normally put that in plastic once we got it, but we didn't for this one. And that's why we know they burrowed into that specifically. And that was a mess. That would explain why we had so many. But we do think that they've come from the sealed packaged containers first. So that's what we think has happened. Because I don't have individual jars for my spices due to OCD. Like, everything sorted perfectly in my pantry so it's organized. That's fair. I normally keep them in their own vials and stuff like that because it's usually speaking a little bit easier to kind of like manage how old the spices are and like use them up and stuff without them being exposed to too much, air and moisture and stuff like that. Unlikely to be beetles and spices. Lol. So I buy all my spices individually, then I fill the jars. It sounds more like weevils than beetles. I thought it could be like weevils too, but I'm gonna have to look it up because they're like little tiny brown beetles. So I'll have to have a look at that. Quick pop in between things to do. That's all good, Shadow. I appreciate you getting a chance to like stop by and say hello. If you've got the points, don't forget to contribute towards the channel point goal of removing the the progressive integration from 7 days. Also, I lost my appetite. Thank you for helping with my weight loss. Oh, Shadow. No, I'm sorry. So the size is not important. They can lay eggs in the side crevice, and small ones after hatching they get into the smallest of spices. Ugh. Yeah, no. If that's true, right? If that's possible, I'm not saying that's not true. If that's, a thing that could happen, then basically all of my spices could be at risk. Like, we threw out everything that was old or looked like it had shit in it. But yeah, we're going to have to basically just keep checking every single thing as we go to use it for at least like the next like few months, which kind of sucks. I see that tentacle, Chantha. I see you waving your raccoon tentacle at Shadow. I guess you haven't got to be here at the same time as Shadow for a while. Let's listen to Anya for a sec.
You have proven yourself a true hero to me and my people. These are dark times, warrior. I hope you can bring an end to Baal's reign of destruction. Our Council of Elders is gone. My father Ost among them. The one thing that keeps us from total despair is the promise of vengeance against Baal. Thank you, hero, for rescuing me. To show my personal gratitude, I give you this. I had it custom made for you by Larzik. Nilathok told me he struck a deal with Baal to protect Haragath. In exchange for the demon's mercy, the misguided fool plans to give Baal the relic of the ancients, our most holy totem. Doing so will allow Baal to enter Mount Arreat unchallenged by the ancients. I tried to stop Nilathok, but he imprisoned me in that icy tomb. Nilathok must be stopped before he dooms the whole world. As much as I would love to strangle the life out of him, I'm afraid I haven't the strength. You must go to his lair through this portal I've opened, kill him, and then bring back the relic of the ancients. Stop Neelathak from destroying what we have striven for eons to protect.
Fair enough. I don't see any portal, but I must have a full inventory. I'm guessing... Alright. That would probably be the portal. Yeah, I'm guessing I have to go... kill this guy and then go back through the passageway or whatever. I think that's how it's going to go. It sounds like we've all the small brown beetle looking things. That's what I kind of thought they were, because from memory, like the whole reason why people sifted flour for recipes and stuff like that back in the day was because you had to sift the flour to get your weevils out. I don't know how many people actually know that, but yeah, that was kind of the whole point. Oh, I touched the fucking staff and it opened it for me. Yeah, I remember they gave me a really great staff. The only problem is I don't generally use staffs. I love that. The portal is by Anya. Yeah, it must have been like when I've like exited her conversation, she did that. I'm gonna go see if I want to use it or not. Like, I might, or maybe. We'll see. They aren't bad. It's not gonna kill you, just like more protein. Look, if they are weevils, right, and I will look them up. If they are weevils, I was thinking the same thing when I was cooking it. I'm like, look, it's really no different than like getting store-bought peanut butter. And like, it's just like a little bit of extra protein. And look, I am down to eat certain bugs and stuff. I would happily add bugs to my like diet. I just want to have the right to be, you know, choosing the bugs I want to add to my fucking meal. You know, instead of getting, oh, this is full of bugs now because I didn't pay attention when I opened. I can't use it because of my strength. And it does give you like added stuff. I see that contribution, Keelan. Thank you. And chillin', Jesus. Okay, that's definitely more than 4 people today for that. So at the rate that we're going, if those keep getting like 2,000 contributions a day, I will probably not be having the progressive spawn available on next week's affiliate stream on Friday. Anybody that's new, and I have basically only been streaming for like about a year and a half. My 1-year affiliate stream is next Friday, and I'm doing 7 Days to Die, and I'm playing with integration and stuff like that. But kind of, if everybody contributes enough channel points towards the community goal that I've got, I have to remove the progressive spawning, which means people can just endlessly spawn bears and shit. So yeah, that's what everybody's kind of putting points towards at the moment. Let's see. I bow to you, Chaos Senpai. Yeah, I was going to say, like, you two haven't been here at the same time. Mighty scary tentacles, they are. When it comes to weevils, they will not get into stuff that's been sealed jars. They'll only get into loose packaging. So just get rid of any loose packaging, spices, or flour. We did get rid of the loose shit. And usually, I was saying this, you were probably on the ad at the time, we normally keep all the spices in their jars. And then... anything that's like loose we put into plastic. That's usually what happens. But we're thinking that it had to have been like an outbreak or something from the supplier that's originally happened, and then it's progressed through the rest of my spices and flours and shit like that in the cupboard. We think that that's what's happened. How close am I actually to being able to ever use this? Not for a long time. Fuck it, I'm selling it. I was going to keep it and put it aside, but I don't know. This is still pretty good. I should probably put it aside, but I haven't got that space. This is how I decide things. I should also repair all my shit since I'm going into Portal. Sweetie, do you have to walk past the microphone again? Like the second time. Hold on, let me move some shit so you can lay down. There you go. Alright, as well as my cat frame, it doesn't know. And yeah, she just keeps crossing over my keyboard cover. The weevils will destroy things like wheat bix and stuff like that. Yeah, I kind of figured, because, like, we don't have wheat bix or anything like that. I can't eat, like, pretty much most, like, wheat products and stuff. I get sick from it, too. I get sick from a lot of stuff. Let me just say that right now. Scroll of Resistance. Do I think I cast that then. I got just, like, insane resistance or something now. Sort of. Alright. Well, anyway, I accidentally cast it, so it's fine.
Oh, Neelathok's home away from home.
See, I do remember this place. This reminds me a lot of like, oh shit, Diablo 4. Yeah, I see you peeking, Keelan. How you doing tonight? Fucking hell. That's right. I remember these guys were relatively hard, but if I stayed about here, I could kind of trap them to go towards me. And, hold up. Let's get a decoy up there, too. Be back later. No worries. I'll be here. Been lovely chatting. Been trying to keep up with all the conversations. I'm just, like, a little bit slow behind it tonight. Sounds like you'd enjoy African cuisine. What have they got, bugs and stuff in it? I would actually, apart from perhaps crickets, because we had an infestation at a workplace once and the smell of crickets make me kind of sick. Aside from that, I think I'd be probably down to eat like most bugs, as long as it's not a spider or crickets or some shit like that. He's still resurrecting these guys, unfortunately. I'm just chilling in bed, so I won't be typing, like, I'll be lurking here though. It's all good chilling. Look, if, you know, I never have any expectations for anybody to be like, you know, active in chat, or, you know, if you're lurking and stuff like that and you want to redeem stuff, that's perfectly fine. Like, I'm not calling you to, like, come and have a conversation and stuff. Just relax. But, yeah, I just acknowledge the fact that the community thing is, like, getting contributed to, just in case anybody else hadn't known about it. That way it kind of brings attention to the activity that everybody can kind of participate in. You know, that's all it's kind of doing. I'll be back later. Oh my god, I actually caught up. Oh man. Yeah, I'm sorry, Shadow, about putting you off your food. I didn't mean to do that.
Overburdened.
Look, the food still looks and smells good. It still tastes good. The only thing I found is, unfortunately, when the bugs cooked, they sink. I was really hoping that when the bugs cooked... Azul, don't fall off. Hold up. I got save the cat. There we go. I was hoping that when they cook, that they would float. And then I'd have an easier time, like, you know, picking them out. The other thing, too, was that I tried straining them. And I tried... what did I do? I tried rinsing them off the food that was already in there. Like, I strained out the soup, and then I tried rinsing off the bugs off the food. So what essentially happened is that I kind of halted the cooking of the carrots and the onions and stuff. So now my onions are really, like, crisp. Like, they're cooked, but they've got, like, a crispiness to the outside of them that's, like, unnatural. For like how it normally is. It's normally just like soft and like caramelized kind of onions in there. But that's not what's happened. It's really fucking weird. The funny thing is I let Nick know exactly what happened, and I'm like, look, if you want, if you're interested and willing, I have extra containers of this. You can help me eat if you want. And he thought about it. Like, it's also not as spicy. There was the other thing too, is we were out of hot paprika. If you can believe it, we were out of hot paprika. So I had like all these spices in it, and it's nowhere near as hot as I normally make it. And so I let Nick know that, and I'm like, you'll probably be able to eat it for once. And he was like, he kind of looked really interested, but then like there's bugs. So like, I don't know how interested he is in like actually eating it. I sort of want to increase my exploding arrow because that's the one I'm using at the moment. I know later I'll use immolation arrow a bit. I should already be using it, but I'm not. They're basically like same at the moment. There's 6.2. That's going to cost me a lot more. It looks like it doesn't matter what it is. That one's low though. I can't get to point of that, and I'm not really using the decoy. I'm kind of like keen to kind of buff up my Valkyrie a whole hit, but slow missiles, decoy. What if I increase some of my like evade and dodge? Chance to dodge melee attack when attacking and standing still. That could prevent me. Is that for melee only? A melee attack. Yeah, I get attacked a lot close range. Evade is you have a chance to dodge melee or missile attack when walking or running. Okay, that doesn't happen enough. Let's go with this, because that will help me when I go down here. I have to buff out passive skills a lot. Halls of Anguish, huh? I also love how this place looks. Oh, man. I feel like this just doesn't do it as much justice. How I'm seeing it is exactly how I remember it. Like, along here, I remember it looking like this. God, there's another one that's woken up. This just looks really, really nice. I gotta admit. Probably because of Diablo 4. I feel like they've done that to this, but it's done well. I don't know how to explain this. This looks good. That's how I explain it to you. Oh man. Also, I don't know if Shadow's still around or not, but letting you know, I think possibly may end up streaming all of next week, as opposed to having the couple of days off. I don't know that 100% yet. Just to let you know, his trip was cancelled, so for me, it might be just easier to just stream.
Good afternoon.
Because essentially, what was going to happen is I was going to have like a couple of days where I'm like by myself, and whenever I'm by myself, I don't know if it's just like some kind of like a loner trait or something like that, but like I like having like no connection to anybody for a couple of days. Is just like absolute no social. So usually when like Nick travels and stuff like that, I just like socially shut down and walk away from the world. And I'm just like, cool, I'm
Yes.
like off in my own little space, got my cats and doing my hobbies, watching shows, stuff like that. I'll come back to that shit later, you know? But if Nick's gonna be here, it's not the same thing because I have somebody else in my space that's dictating like the time of day and activities that should be happening and stuff. Which about heaven. Yeah, basically, look, from my perspective, like Nick goes to bed at a certain time, he wakes up at a certain time, he eats at a certain time. I'm so fucking loose with all of those things that I just like being able to step back into it every so often. Especially since, like, as you guys know, like I used to live by myself for like several years. So I have a lot of like what do you call it? Extreme independence at times. So yeah, every so often I love having like all of my 100% to myself time. I hate being alone, to be honest, but at the same time, I like to be alone. Oh, I can see you, mate. There are people aren't here, but when people are here, I have no problem with being alone. Yeah, I have. So like, I don't mind socializing with people, right? And for some reason, like, as much as I'm an introvert, I actually find that streaming has been a surprise for me because I am a lot more social as a streamer than I am like IRL. But the other thing too is this is more of a comfortable form of socialization. Like, you know, when you play games with friends and people and stuff like that, friends, family, and co-workers, whatever, you kind of like, you have that, you're in your own space and it's your own time. And, like, yeah, you just having a conversation as you like run around and do something. I find that really easy. I find that's very comfortable for me. So streaming and stuff has been very comfortable kind of form of socialization. Whereas if I had to actually like meet people IRL or something like that, I'd just be like awkward as fuck. I'd be like, cool, I've run out of things to talk about. Like, I don't know, do some kind of like magical hand motion to simulate like having done a trick and like then I like run away or something, you know. I would actually probably do that. Don't tempt me, I'll do it. The African cuisine has a lot of what's that? A lot of dishes made with beetles and such. That's fair. Like I said, I don't mind having bugs in my food. I just want to have the option to add said bugs myself and not have them like mandatory in there. There's a difference. And socializing with people. If I'm drinking or streaming or whatever. But when it comes to socializing with people in person, like family or things, no, not happening. Yeah. Look, most like, I don't know, social gatherings and stuff like that, I'm usually somebody that's mostly just sitting there quietly, like listening to people. Unless I know, like, one person, in which case I'm having, like, a 5-hour conversation with that one person. Like, that's how it kind of goes. But yeah, I don't know. Like, 95% done. I'll be back to TR2 soon. Oh my god. That I didn't mean to, like, get you back into the game, but yeah. Look, I hope you have fun when you do play it. Because I'm having, like, the best time of my life.